Hey there, Leo. Welcome to your reading for the week of June 9th. We are going to jump right in here. You have this Scare Beetle spirit, says magic works through you. You have this Rhino spirit, says overcome any obstacle. And so if you are dealing with any obstacles, you could clearly be overcoming any obstacles that you've been dealing with for a long time. I think that a lot of you need to believe in magic. We have that Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups can be a knight in shining armor, but the Knight of Cups can also just be part of your dream. And, you could be dreaming of, and same with the Page of Cups as well. We'll talk about that in a minute, but, you could be dreaming of creating something in your life. Like it could be anything, a job, a business, a career. It could just be your life in general. And, this is basically saying that you need to believe that you can create whatever you're trying to create, especially with the Ace of Wands as well. The Ace of Wands is a passionate new beginning. And so there could be like a very strong, passionate new beginning coming in for you here. Clearly, it could be a person. There could be a water sign that's coming in for you here, Leo. It could be any sign. This is a general reading, so take it how it resonates. You have the Knight of Swords, Knight of Cups, and the Two of Wands. This is coming up in the area of your current general energies. The Knight of Swords can be a little bit of a rushing energy, but I don't know. This reading looks really good, Leo. So, even if you have a person who's like rushing in very quickly, this could be going very well. Still could move quickly, but, could go well for you. So I'm not too worried about it. You do get the Knight of Swords with me a lot, and I always do say to you, Leo, like no rushing. So I do think it's important that Leo doesn't like rush into things and doesn't like force things to happen. So I would really kind of like take your time and, like no jumping to conclusions as well. The Knight of Swords is a really bad card for, jumping to conclusions on things. You have the Knight of Cups. Definitely could be a knight in shining armor coming in for you, for those of you that want it. And, just could be a person who sweeps you off your feet. So if you want love, there you go. Could also be your dream. He is normally scrying. He's like looking into that cup and he's imagining his future. But he needs to start planting seeds in front of this water and they will grow. So it's time for him, even though he doesn't think he's in a place where things will grow if he plants those seeds. So I definitely feel it's time for you to like put in the practice and take action on something that you're trying to manifest or grow. You have the Two of Wands. Two of Wands is about taking the lead and like really making something happen. So he's reaching forward to this wand and he has the whole world in his hands. And the world is kind of like what he needs to focus on. He's focused on the world out here. He's not focused right here. And the world in his hands, kind of contains everything he needs. But he has to go and experience new things in his life. So the world to me on the Two of Wands really represents like getting out and experiencing or exploring the world, having experiences that you've never had before. That's how you're going to have the most growth with the Two of Wands. Two of Wands really wants us to take the lead and wants us to kind of like put ourselves out there in a bigger way in all areas of life. And you have the Empress as well. The Empress is kind of like a card of glowing or getting a lot of attention. So it's definitely time for you to get attention here, Leo, and like put yourself out there in a bigger way. With the Knight of Swords, you have the Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups can be like fulfillment or wish fulfillment coming in for you. So I feel a lot of you could be experiencing some sort of fulfillment or wish fulfillment here. This could be something happening very quickly. Like I said, Leo, if you're like hoping for a person or love or whatever, this could be something that moves very quickly as well. Nine of Cups is also about, being in the energy of what you want. We really have to match the energy of the thing that we want so that we can get it with the Nine of Cups, and I would just be in the energy of the thing you want and you will get it, plain and simple. With the Knight of Cups, you have the Star. The Star can represent fulfillment or wish fulfillment as well, especially with the Knight of Cups. The funny thing is that I like the Knight of Cups, don't get me wrong, it's a good card, but I don't think the Nine of Cups alone represents wish fulfillment. But when it comes up with the Star, I definitely do think the Nine of Cups can represent wish fulfillment. So you could be getting something you wish for. The Star is also a great card for self-care, and we have the Empress, which is also a great card for self-care. So anything you could do this week to like rest, relax, recover, heal, all that other good stuff would be a really good idea. As always, Leo, I think getting a bird's eye view or like kind of like looking at the bigger picture of what you're doing in life would be important as well. The Star is kind of like a card of saying that she needs to see the big picture of what she's trying to accomplish in life, because that will make, putting it in that perspective will make it easier for her to accomplish. And, that's what I would do there. With the Two of Wands, you have the Three of Swords. Three of Swords can represent heartbreak or sadness, but, what's really weird also is this week everyone has had these cards of forgiveness. And the Three of Swords really is a card of forgiveness. Three of Swords says you need to remove those swords from your own heart. And if you do that, you will heal. But, the Three of Swords is about, kind of forgiving yourself. And you don't have to forgive a person directly. You just have to forgive them in your heart. And then you will be able to move forward with the Three of Swords. So I think it would be an amazing time for healing. Next, in the area of what's coming in for you, you have this Pisces card. It says boundaries. It says set and honor your boundaries to avoid being taken advantage of. Yes, Knight of Swords. If this is love, it looks good, but that, doesn't mean that if you let them walk all over you, that it won't be bad, right? So pay attention to your boundaries. You have this Unlocking Solutions card. It says through compromise, you will create the successful outcome you are hoping for. Yes, so there is clearly some sort of outcome you're hoping for in your life, and you could be creating that successful outcome with this card, but having boundaries is going to be important. You have the Empress, the Page of Cups, and the Five of Cups. The Empress can, of course, represent abundance and blessings coming in for you. So I do feel a lot of you could be kind of creating more abundance or success here, which is great. I also feel that you could be very attractive at this time, Leo. So if you're trying to attract love, I would definitely get attention. The Star also wants us to get attention. The Star wants us to stand out and shine our light bright. The Empress can sometimes kind of represent glow-up energy or glow-up vibes. So the Empress also wants us to kind of put ourselves out there and, get more attention in life. And, that's definitely what I would do with this card is, stand out, get attention, shine your light bright. I also feel that for a lot of you that things could be getting a little easier, which has been coming up for you for a while. But I think I said to you that this summer, I think the energy, again, it's not going to be easy for Leo, but I think it's easier. It's like things are improving, maybe you're able to work and get a result that's better, or, whatever the case may be. So I think that there's a lot of things going on here, but that's one of the things I think is going on. You have this Page of Cups. Page of Cups definitely could be a love offer or love coming in for you. So for those of you that are hoping for love, I feel like this could be a strong love connection that's coming in. Could be an admirer. It could be a person you've had your eye on for a while. So if you're looking for love, I would put yourself out there. For those of you that are working on something big picture, like a big picture dream or a goal or a business, he has this fish in this cup here. I always say that, I think the Page of Cups needs to make things tangible. He needs to take things from the dream world and he needs to bring it into the 3D. So if you have a dream, something you want to accomplish, I think it's time for you to create with that, Ace of Wands that's showing up there. It's time for you to do something to bring it down into the 3D. And it doesn't matter how big or small it is. I would be doing something to make something tangible. You have the Five of Cups. I feel like you're fearing regrets. If I do this, I'll have regrets, but I don't think you will. This feels more like fear to me in your reading here, Leo, just in general. And so I think you really need to kind of let those fears, worries, doubts, let those things go, because things are going to be fine. Things are working out for you. And I think you need to believe that as well, that things are working out for you. Things will be better. Things will improve. And the more you believe that, the better things will get, is what this reading is saying. You have the Empress, you have the Knight of Swords. Yes, no rushing, take your time. The funny thing is also, it's this could be telling you to act like an Empress, and it doesn't matter what gender you are either, right? It's if you're getting into a relationship or dating a person, it's how would an Empress act? And maybe that's what it's saying, is you need to act like the Empress, because then you will attract the Emperor or the Empress, whatever you're looking for. But no rushing, no jumping to conclusions either. With the Page of Cups, you have the Seven of Cups. I mean, this is always the problem with the Page of Cups, basically, whenever we have a big dream, is that we jump to the Seven of Cups. Personally, I like the Seven of Cups. He's kind of spoiled for choice. He has a lot of options. But at the same time, he is kind of thinking about the good things and the bad things that could happen if he takes action on this dream. But really, he needs to find out. He needs to find out what will happen if he takes one of those cups and brings it down to earth. So he needs to stop dreaming and take action. And I feel that would be very good for you as well, Leo, is to just take action. Yes, with the Five of Cups, you have the Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles is straightforward, diligent work. It's funny because everybody has been getting the Eight of Pentacles. Definitely Saturn and Aries, right? We have Saturn and Aries now, and Saturn and Aries is just straightforward, diligent work. Like, A plus B equals C. It's like, if I do this, I get that. It's like simple logic, very straightforward. And so I think that anything you want to have be successful, not only like right now, but this year, just the straightforward actions are going to be the thing that makes you the most successful, and that's what I would be focusing on here. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this embracing card and this release card. Yeah, it's like, what do you need to release is what I feel like this is saying. You have that Ace of Wands. On the Ace of Wands, the castle in the background is crumbling. Right here in the wand, the card itself represents out with the old, in with the new. So I would say, like, what do you need to embrace to release? Or what release do you need to embrace? Maybe that's a better way to put it. It's like there's something that you have to let go of, and the second you let go of it, I feel like you're going to be feel a million times better, and you're probably going to get something new. Ace of Wands, like I said, is out with the old, in with the new. And so there could be some sort of new inspirational opportunity or something that will inspire you that's coming in for you at this time. But yeah, I feel really good about this Ace of Wands, so this will be very good. You have the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles is a card of resourcefulness, so I definitely feel that it's time for you to tap into your resources and to use your resources, to be successful moving forward. She is very resourceful. If she doesn't know how to do something, she finds the resources to do it. Or again, even if she doesn't have the money to do something, then she doesn't do it with money. Like if she wants to start a business, maybe she does it for free, or she, finds a way to bootstrap it. Same thing with a relationship. It's like, even if she doesn't think she has the money for a relationship, she still goes on dates and figures it out, right? So I think it would be an amazing time to be resourceful. I think you are growing your resources, though. You have the Eight of Pentacles, you have the Six of Pentacles here, the Queen of Pentacles, the Empress. Clearly there's something about you increasing your finances. The thing about the Six of Pentacles is that the Six of Pentacles represents giving to the right things, not the wrong things. So he's giving to this person, not this person. And, I think this is going to be very important for you moving forward if you're trying to increase your finances, is, giving to the right people is going to be the thing that leads to the, biggest growth or the biggest benefits, if that makes sense. And that's kind of like what I feel here with the Six of Pentacles, is that you are giving to the right things. You're giving to the things that give energy back to you. With the Ace of Wands, you have the Ace of Wands. Every single sign except for Aries has had multiple aces. So clearly we are just in a time of new beginnings. Clearly we are just in a time of kind of like starting new things, or, working on new projects, or whatever you want to call it. So I think a lot of you could just be starting something new like everybody else. With the Queen of Pentacles, you have the Temperance card. Yes, Temperance is like kind of like alchemy. It's about turning one thing into another. So the Temperance card is a great card for just turning one thing into another. And that's exactly what I would be doing here with this Temperance card is, anything that you're wanting to change. It's like, how can you use your powers of alchemy to change it? How can you use your powers of, manifestation to get it to improve? And that's, again, what I would be focusing on with that card. With the Six of Pentacles, you have the Lovers. The Lovers, of course, can represent love, and we have a lot of love here as well. Six of Pentacles would say take your time. It's like Knight of Swords twice definitely says don't rush. So if you're meeting a new person, I wouldn't be rushing right into this. I would take your time. I would see how it goes. I would see what happens and, go from there. And just like one foot in front of the other. And no, don't like force this to work. Don't try to make it something that it isn't. I think the more you play it cool, if you're meeting a person, the better. So for those of you that are dating, keep it cool, right? Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this Innovate card. It says, with the right inspiration, you can bring a novel approach to almost anything. What can you innovate to contribute towards making the world a better place? You have this Connection card. It says, a special connection will open doors for you on your path. It may be a partner or a mentor or a client, or a helpful friend. Yes, we are in an amazing time for connection and, meeting the right people. So, I think doing that would be great. You have the Ace of Wands twice, which makes sense with the Innovate card for sure. The Innovate card is all about innovating. Ace of Wands is all about out with the old, in with the new. So it could be an amazing time for you to, like, create new ideas or work on your new inventions or new ways of doing things. We also have the Seven of Swords as your first card. So you have the Seven of Swords, the King of Cups, and the Two of Cups. Seven of Swords can represent lying, cheating, stealing, but again, he's sneaking away from the army in the background of the card, and he's moving in a new direction. So the card itself can represent going to war, but in a different way. And I think that there could be better ways for you to do pretty much anything you want to do, Leo. And that's what I would be doing with the Seven of Swords, is like finding better ways to do the things that you're trying to do in your life, and just see what happens. You have the King of Cups. Definitely could be attracting a King of Cups type person into your life, Leo. King of Cups could be someone with, who has like very strong, deep emotions, someone who has worked on their emotions as well, someone who has processed their emotions. So a lot of you could be like meeting a person like that. This could also just be you in general. It's like this could say that you have processed your emotions or worked on your emotions, and you have explored them to a deep level, and because you've done that, now you can express your emotions in a better way. And so King of Cups and the good stuff is about expressing your emotions in a healthier, better way, which I think also could be helpful. You have the Two of Cups. Two of Cups is like a perfect match coming in for you. So again, if you are attracting love, this person definitely could be a perfect match. Two of Cups is usually a person who's different than your usual type. These two are meant to look very different because they are very different. And, it could be a different type of person. But, again, looks like a perfect match to me. What do you know? With the Seven of Swords, you have the King of Cups. You might be approaching this person in a different way as well. So, again, if you have your eye on a person, or if you're meeting a person, it's like the way you approach them or the way that you approach this situation might be different than what you normally do. Yes, with the King of Cups, you have the Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles, number one, says, is the juice worth the squeeze? He is looking at the pentacles he has grown, and he's saying, was it worth it for me to invest my time, effort, attention, and energy into these pentacles? Or is there something better that I could be doing with my time? And, of course, I can't answer that question for you here, Leo. You have to be the one to answer that question. But I also think some of you have maybe been thinking about whether or not you want to invest in a connection, like just that simple. Maybe you have been like saying to yourself, do I actually want love or not, or do I want to invest in a connection or not? And it's like maybe you are kind of like finally making the choice. With the Two of Cups, you have the Tower. Yes, I think this person will shock you, for sure. So the Tower is coming up in the good stuff, which is good. So I wouldn't worry about it. But I do think this could be like a little bit of a shocking connection or a surprising connection. I think that, basically it could be surprising you in some way. This person could totally change your reality. Sometimes we meet a person and they show us things that kind of totally changes our worldview, for better or for worse, really. It can go both directions. But, I do think this could be a person that changes your worldview. You have this Pale card. It says, time to get out of a situation. I don't know. It looks good to me. I mean, maybe Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands, again, the castle is still in the background. So if you're still holding on to anything from the past, it could be a good time to let those things go and to move forward. And again, I think if you do that, that would be good. You have this Finger card. It says, warning you of a problem either now or in the future. Yeah, don't ignore any problems that you're having, even if you feel ridiculous about it. I would take care of any issues or problems that you're facing in life and, take care of them right away. Also, if someone's warning you of a problem, I would pay attention. You have this Angel card. It says, spiritual guidance, protection from harm. Yes, definitely could be receiving a lot of spiritual guidance at this time, Leo, and protection from harm, which is good. You have this Archway. It says, new opportunities, possibilities, and paths opening up. Yeah, you could be starting a new path or a new journey in your life, which I think would be great. This could also be like new journeys coming in for you. Almost everyone except, well, now you don't have it, but almost everyone has had the Ace of Pentacles. And the Ace of Pentacles represents an opportunity that has potential. You do have the Ace of Wands twice. So, again, any opportunities that have potential, I would be walking through that gateway because you will probably be successful. You have this Light card. It says, stepping into new experiences. I would be doing whatever you can to have new experiences based off the Ace of Wands twice. Doing things in a different way, moving in new directions, exploring new ideas. All that would be very good for you, Leo. and it will probably lead to the most success. So, again, I would be moving towards new directions, new ideas. I already said that, all that stuff with that card. But this looks pretty good here, Leo. It's very simple. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.